happy that you popping and they stopping. You can't happy that you packing and they lacking. You can't happy that you great and they late. You happy and they crappy. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. That's a damn problem. Ain't got nothing to do with you. That's a damn problem. Love you, bye.
Back to my channel. Today we are going to be watching a little bit of this Chris Brown Welcome to My Life documentary. I have a lot of content for y'all, for real, but I'm working my way through it because some stuff ain't even relevant no more. Some stuff is not worth talking about, so I'm going through all that, but I'm definitely getting some content out for y'all because I know it's been a minute. But thank you to those who have been tapping in. Thank you to those who are just now tapping in. Welcome. But yeah, man, I always say this, but we getting back on track, regardless, either way, whether y'all see what I'm doing or not. Like, it be a lot sometimes. I be tired, it be stuff going on, too much noise or whatever. We can't have that. But yeah, we finna get into this, and yeah, we finna see what's going on. So just to hold on. All right, y'all, we're back. But yeah, let's get into a little bit of this real quick.
You ever get nervous for the shows? Nervous before the shows? I don't think it's nervous. It's like anxiety, so to speak, but not in a stressful way. It's like me getting ready, prepared. So it's just like I'm thinking about every moment, every step, and every second. So it's just like, okay, cool. Let's go out there and do our thing. Some nights are stronger than other nights. Some nights I'm just confident and just having fun. But some nights it's like I got a point to prove. Show them why I need to be doing it. You know, it's disappointing for me in certain ways because I feel like, you know, certain aspects of my career sometimes are overshadowed by the negative stuff. So it's like, that kind of like fucks with my head a lot. Now, how I transition my creativity is basically all I want to kind of show, you know, because I'm tired of giving people something to talk about, you know. They should be talking about how I'm the baddest motherfucker.
But I mean, he's gonna always have something. I mean, give people something to talk about. He's Chris Brown. Come on, guy.
On stage instead of, you know.
But I do understand what he's saying because it was like at one point, that's all people wanted to talk about was the bad things. Which, once again, people are going to be more excited about your downfalls and your not good moments than they are for your good moments. Like, I don't know. People are weird.
The baddest motherfucker in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? I just try to keep a level head, whatever problem's going on. Like, everybody go through this shit. I go through my shit most of the time. You know, I got a problem every day, but it's like I try to just keep my head on straight. And I kind of channel some of that energy. If I'm angry, if I'm upset about something, I take it out on the stage.
Some of these parts I'm not finna play because they got the music and I don't want to get copywritten, so we're just gonna see real quick. But I'm gonna have this link in the description as always.
Standing here with a guy right now that knows everyone on the red carpet and everybody wants to work with him.
It's been a blessing. I just can't do nothing but thank all my fans. I just appreciate all the support. It's been incredible.
I ain't going back no more. I ain't going back no more. I ain't going back no more.
The winner is Chris Brown.
You know she really feel it when she say it. She laugh like that. Listen. Look at
mom. She was very supportive of his career from the beginning. She always believed in him. She's actually one to say, you can sing.
His father worked at the gas station. There's a guy came by. He said he was looking for some talent. And his father said, well, you know, my son sings. It was something that I knew that he was just interested in. So I just went.
Bro, when I first, because I've seen like some of this. I might have watched all of this one. But when I first saw his mom, I did not believe that was his mom. I was like, they're lying. That's not his mom. But she's very pretty. She looks very young, and she doesn't look like she has a child as old as Chris Brown, even though, I mean, listen, a lot of us don't look that age, but, you know, yeah, I didn't believe this was his mom, though.
With the flow.
She pretty much dropped it and went to New York to be with him.
From there, they did a little video, and the video got in the hands of L.A. Reid, and L.A. Reid saw it and fell in love with him.
When I heard about Chris, L.A. Reid, one of my influences, he said, you know, I really wish that you can have a conversation with Chris. I mean, you tell him what you want to tell him, as long as you tell him to come with me.
Tell me about the phone call from Usher. That must have been a little bit crazy.
It was exciting because like I never talked to a celebrity before.
Yeah.
But like it was my first time. He called me. He was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Who this?" He's like, "Oh, Usher." I was like, "Oh, word?"
I told him to make his decision where he goes based off of what's real more than anything. You got to rock with family.
So he was like, "Yeah, man, I hear you about to get signed with a different label." I was just asking him, like, who should I go with? And he was like, just make sure it's the best decision for you. Whatever decision you pick and whatever decision you make, is the best for you.
That was our first conversation across the board.
It started from there.
Learn Spanish with Real Spanish TV.
No veo nada, no veo nada.
Click on words in the subtitle.
His fame came, in, it came all at once.
He was discovered at the age of 13 at a gas station where his recording artist. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Brown.
Being able to maneuver at 15 and try to, and have the success that I did have at the time, I was like, man, this is crazy.
When Run It came out, I heard him screaming all the way out, Mom, my song is on the radio.
I ain't gonna lie, I was still like going to church around the time Chris Brown came out, and we had this dude that used to look like Chris Brown or whatever, but I was in charge of, like, I guess children's church. It wasn't really church. Like, I wasn't about to try to get them children to not be children and like sit down and stuff, whatever. But I was making them sing this song, and you could see through the glass, like, at the church, and I was just like, well, if y'all don't want me teaching the children how to run it, then don't bring your children back here, because I gotta occupy these people. Unless y'all want us running around the church, like, get it together. I'm gonna fast forward some, though, and get into like more of some of the interview. Or some of the interviews, I guess you could say. Try not to play too much music.
Yeah, that was his girl, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, what he went through it was like a test. And it wasn't so much of the situation. I think it was just a test in life.
Yeah, so here it's obvious that they're talking about the situation with Rihanna, and to be honest with y'all, for real, I didn't believe that he did anything, like, at first. But then after, logically thinking, I was like, well, maybe we're not being told the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still young at that point, so I really wasn't paying too much attention to the entertainment industry at that point. But now that I have been, into that type of thing and just looking up different things and stuff like that, I just kind of felt like it wasn't all Chris Brown's fault. Now, I'm not condoning putting your hands on anybody, male or female. Like, I've had issues with that, but I'm not condoning that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, he just flashed on her. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, he just went crazy. Like, and I feel like that's what everybody was okay with doing and saying. And y'all gotta realize he was young when he got in the industry. You know what I'm saying? He was young when that situation happened. So, of course, there's things that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That happen behind the scenes or whatever. Like, there's just things that you don't know. So you can't place the blame on just one party. But I think too many people were quick to do that, and too many people were quick to condemn him. And instead of just being like, hey, he needs to take responsibility, you know, for his actions, and she needs to take responsibility for her actions. It was just more so he became the bad guy automatically. Everybody tried to quote unquote cancel him, which that's ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not, I don't feel like it was just all him. I don't feel like he just flashed. I don't feel like that's the type of person he is. But that's just me.
I was just like Chris. I was very successful at a young age, and when you're really successful, I was taught that can't should be a foreign language to you. A no should be a foreign language to you. You shouldn't be able to understand the language of no, or you can't.
Like me, I felt like.
Yeah, they say that in Love and Basketball with the younger dude, I forget his name in the movie, but Omar Epps. They say, what did he say? What did his dad tell him? Can't should never be in a man's vocabulary. And he was like, why? And then he said, because when you say can't, you're not a man. You feel what I'm saying? So like growing up with that type of, not saying Chris Brown did, but growing up being taught that type of stuff, and, you know, being in the entertainment industry, like, you have doors unlocked for you that you don't have to say nothing. When people see you, it's just an automatic yes across the board. You feel what I'm saying? So being told no is like, what? Like, you get offended. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't raised to not accept no for an answer. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, when people tell me no, I'll be like, what do you mean? What does that mean? Who even came up with that word? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Fucking monster.
20-year-old pops.
Oh, and just FYI, no, nobody's in the background getting hurt. My daughters like to mess with my mom and do all that play fighting and stuff. So, ignore that.
Rihanna is the woman involved in the alleged domestic violence assault case.
I lost my best friend. Like, everything I knew switched, and I couldn't control that. So I had to deal with that, and that's not easy for me to understand.
7 years ago, when I was about 17, 18, you know, the whole Rihanna incident.
Let me just say this too. Like, I feel like we as women sometimes take things too far. And what I mean by that is, some women know that, oh, just because you're a woman, you know what I'm saying? People are going to believe you. People are going to feel bad for you. People are going to this, people are going to that. Nobody's going to question you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you automatically get to play the victim role. And that's not cool. That's not cool for a lot of reasons. Am I saying that you shouldn't, you know, believe when a female tells you things, or when you see a certain thing? That's not what I'm saying at all, because some things you could just be like, okay, yeah, that situation's not right. But I'm saying that when it comes to a lot of situations, especially those of us that have been in abusive relationships, whether it is mentally or physically, emotionally, like, a lot of times when we're in them situations, like, how do I want to word this? Sometimes it's our fault. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's not, my bad. It's not a situation where we didn't see certain things beforehand. You feel what I'm saying? And although a lot of those situations are not like this situation, or at least we can't say that it was like the situation. We as women, we just have a tendency to keep picking and picking and picking. And I feel like when we have to do that, or if we feel like we have to do that, then cut the relationship off. Like, I don't care how hard it may seem sometimes. Like, sometimes it's a lot easier than we make it seem. But instead, we choose to keep dealing with situations and whatever, and then they get worse, or, you know, somebody ends up in a worse situation. Like, I feel like with this situation, it could have been different. It could have been diverted. But I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like it actually could have been kept private. And I feel that way because the world didn't need to know. That's how I feel. I feel like the world didn't need to know. But since we do know, and since we did get to see that situation, I feel like we should reflect on our own situations and not be so judgmental. Because a lot of us still be in situations with that type of stuff going on, and you're perfectly fine with it. But you're condemning Chris Brown still. It doesn't make sense.
It happened. You know, a lot of that changed my life. And that night at that Clive Davis party, that I made sure the person that I was involved with before, I said, hey, you can't come around to these places. And the person comes right to the table and say, hey, what's up, y'all? And I already know it's an issue, so I say, hey, cool. And I keep it, and they keep it moving and leave. I look over at Rihanna, and she's bawling. She's just crying. In the middle of the ceremony about to start, she's just crying. And I'm like, yo, please, babe, don't do this. Like, don't do this in here. Like I didn't know. I promise. I swear to God, I didn't know. So she got over it. She started drinking a little bit. We both were drinking a little bit. I think we was tipsy, laughing, joking, you know, and then we left.
And Juan, just a few hours ago, we saw Chris Brown drive off. According to sources, the alleged fight broke out inside a Lamborghini that was located at Hancock Park.
You know, relationships, any relationship is based on trust, because I told her that she didn't trust me with anything. So I would give her the option of, oh, you can look at my phone.
See, like that, for instance, I feel like typically, or I won't say typically, but I'll say it's not unheard of for that type of stuff to happen and a female to be like, well, I'm not even finna leave with you then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll see you at the house. I'm not finna go home with you. But I will be there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's just so many different ways that this situation could have went, but instead of doing that, it ended up being what it was, and things just got taken too far.
So I gave her the phone. She looks at the phone, and there's a message, and it says, kill the Grammys, do your thing. And I didn't read the rest of the message. I didn't open it. So she opened the message, and the rest of the message said, I'll see you at the Clive party. So all thought she thought I was lying. She starts going off. She throws the phone. I hate you, whatever. Starts hitting me. We're in a little Lamborghini. You know, she's fighting me, and I'm like, look, I'm telling you the truth. I swear to God. You know, I'm telling you.
And see, that's one of the things I be talking about, too. Like, there are some honest men out there. You feel what I'm saying? There are some men that do not have no bad intentions, period. You feel what I'm saying? Like, whereas a lot of times us as females, like, we could cut people off, or we could, you know, do this, do that. Like, some men don't feel the need to, because they can shut themselves down to this person or that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know how to ignore certain things, whereas sometimes us as women, like, we entertain certain things a little bit quicker than men, because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes we are quicker to feel insecure about the situations that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of us won't admit it and whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna just keep saying this situation could have went in so many different ways. But I'm gonna fast forward it some more, because I don't want this whole video to be based around that situation, because overall Chris Brown is a very talented artist, and I feel like people need to go ahead and give him his flowers, as y'all say. Y'all need to go ahead and celebrate him, because I really don't feel like he's genuinely a bad person, to be honest.
Big promotion because, you know, all their songs were doing great. Deuces, Look at Me Now, all these big records. Yeah, 3 times. There were so many records that were kind of just elevating and transcending life instead of the negative that was in my life. So that morning I remember, and I would always do this. I would prep before any interview. I would say, hey, look, these are the terms and conditions of the interview. You cannot ask this question. You cannot ask this question. And we need you to sign off just so we can take legal action if you do.
And thank you for sitting down for just a moment before. It's all about the music.
And I feel like that was a smart thing because, you know, people are still going to want to talk to you. You know, people are still trying to have you, you know what I'm saying, come and talk to them. So you might as well look out for yourself while you're still, you know, living your life and continuing on with your career. Like, you have to do that as a celebrity, as a, you know, someone in the entertainment industry, because people are going to push your buttons any chance they get. And you got to shut, excuse me, you got to shut that shit down before it even starts.
Your fans are here, but you have been very good about talking with me a little bit about this, because we've gone through it and talked about it when I went to your home. What's going on now is that recently the restraining order against you that Rihanna had issued has been relaxed.
And I always danced around the topic. I always would dance around it. And I didn't know how to deal with it myself. It still was a big insecurity within myself.
Have you all seen each other, been around each other?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's not really a big deal to me now as far as that situation. I think I'm past that in my life, and I think today is the album day, so that's what I'm focused on. So everybody go get that album. That was so intense to me, and like I felt like it was a slap in the face. Like, you want me to be this person?
Yeah, y'all want him to be the bad guy so bad.
That person. You still want me to be the monster?
Fame, F-A-M-E.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
And one thing people gotta realize too is, like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are hard on themselves. When it comes to men, like, y'all gotta understand, he wasn't, according to some of the things I've seen, he wasn't raised to put his hands on, you know, women. So at the end of the day, like, y'all gotta understand too, it took a toll on him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna really try to be done with that situation for real, but it irks my nerves.
Fame, forgiving all my enemies, and definitely fans
never
of my
knew that's
everything.
what that
That
meant.
meaning, like, you know, being able to go through everything I went through and show my fans that I love them, you know, that's what it is, and fans are my everything. You can see me getting agitated. You can see me, and they're kind of getting frustrated.
When you say forgive all your enemies, who do you consider your enemies?
Just anybody, naysayers, haters, whatever the case may be. I just think, you know, being
like,
positive and promoting that is what I'm about now, and that's what I'm gonna do. I start clenching my jaws, and trying to play it off.
Yeah, but you can understand how some people, you know, what that was very serious.
Like,
what
so
you went
bro?
through.
It just was killing me because she was depicting the monster that I thought I was.
How have you been able to
I've been focusing on this album, you know. I think this album is what, you know, I want people to hear and want people to really get into. So definitely this album is what I want them to talk about, and not the stuff that happened 2 years ago.
I understand that.
So I lash out, and it's like an unconscious.
Like, if y'all can't tell, like, I have an issue when somebody keep pressing you, like, when somebody's made it clear they don't want to have a certain type of conversation, or they're not really trying to live in the past and they're, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. Like, shut the hell up, bro. Like, why do you got to keep pressing like that? Like, that type of stuff, you want somebody to go off on you. Like, I'm gonna compare it to when someone gets locked up and they got locked up for, you know what I'm saying, like some kind of assault or something like that, right? But we don't know what happened in that moment. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody knows what happened in that moment. They just know, oh, so-and-so just got picked up, this, that, and the other. And then when they tell you the story and you like, okay, whatever, it's really not all that bad, and da-da-da-da. Because y'all got to understand, like, some people really do, not even some people, everybody has their freaking breaking points. You feel what I'm saying? There's only so much you can do sometimes. As far as trying to, what the hell is the word? Diffuse the situation. Like, some people, I feel like, literally have been put in jail to test, or because because the so-called authorities want to see, like, okay, this person came in here for this, they're gonna break, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Like, it happened to 2 of my brothers, for one, but one of my brothers definitely, you know what I'm saying, he was being accused of a whole lot of stuff, and every court date he had, they were like, oh, he's an exceptional person, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, but you have people that get in them situations, and because they're not used to that type of they're not used to like that setting and stuff like that, and like they do go crazy. But I feel like that's literally what happens. Like, they put you in them type of situations to see if you're gonna go crazy, and that's what she's doing. Like, she wants him to react so bad. Like, tell him what's your favorite song. Like, golly, play some of his music.
Impulsive, like, demon. I just walked off stage, and when I walked off stage in the back room, I broke down. I took my shirt off.
Me, I would have walked off way
I was
before
crying
then.
in the middle of the floor, like, I was mad punching the wall, like, so, like, enraged. I remember that one of the security guards that worked there ran up. I said, bro, if you come in here, it's gonna go bad for you.
Shattered window, which Chris allegedly destroyed after he stormed off the GMA stage.
And they think I threw a chair through the window. I punched the window. Through my anger, like, I didn't know how hard I hit the window, and it actually shattered. And I was like, fuck. I just remember just leaving the building. I was like, I gotta leave the building before I do something else. I just remember running outside. We hopping in the van, you got pictures of me with my shirt off in the middle of the street. Like, I was crazy, man. That's like psycho behavior.
I think Chris has gone to the bottom at some point in his career. Yeah. Or at least he's felt that way.
People don't want him
Chris
to rise
Brown,
up
you got
again.
big, you know, it's the biggest camera on you at all times.
Fuck $10. Give me my key.
Let's go.
We gonna turn this whole spot up.
You got it right here.
Fighting with singer Frank Ocean, reportedly over a parking spot.
According to reports, both Chris and Drake were hanging out in the VIP.
Because mentally, I feel like he was beyond his breaking point. He went and was doing interviews about his music, about his album, and people were still pressing. So I feel like after that, that's all that was going to keep him relevant, is him going off on people, him being pushed to the limit. Like, it's really ridiculous how people can't stand to see somebody rise above the things that are put in place to keep them down. Like, that's ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no matter how many times he's, you know, been number one on the charts, it don't matter how many paintings he's created, it don't matter how many, you know what I'm saying, how many events he's been to and killed the performance. Like, people still just don't be trying to let that man live his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. Pay, if that's the case, like, pay him. Every time y'all want to talk about that, every time y'all want to spotlight that, pay him. Feel what I'm saying? Like, or shut the hell up.
Section 1 minute, the next fists and bottles were flying, leaving the club completely trashed. Several people hurt.
I definitely think it's extremely important to walk away from a situation before anger gets the best of you, because
we don't know if he tried to walk away, though.
Everything after that.
And how many times can you walk away?
You have to focus on the choices you make
before you find who's going.
Me, I was a fuck it kind of dude. So it was like, I didn't give a fuck. So I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Fuck it. That mentality don't only last for so long. Then you go to jail.
Chris Brown, he's in a Washington, D.C. jail this morning, charged with assaulting a man early Sunday morning outside his hotel. Paula, this is a serious charge, and Brown already on probation on a domestic violence charge.
But that's the point he was pushed to, though. I'm not making excuses for him, but mentally, y'all gotta understand how that fucked him up, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally, y'all gotta understand where he was at and what y'all were pushing. It's similar to what the media pushes to the everyday person. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes dealing with people that are constantly just engulfed in media stuff, like, mentally, them people are not okay. Like, actually call them people and check on them, because I can guarantee you they're not okay. But you know what I'm saying? Chris Brown was expected to just walk around like don't nothing bother him, and that be people's problem. That be people's fucking problem. He's human. What do y'all expect? Not to say that he was doing the stuff intentionally, but mentally, if people ain't letting you live down something that, you know, even brought you to a certain mindset, like, he pretty much was being kicked when he was down. So what did y'all expect? Oh, y'all expected for him to go hand out turkeys and throw benefit concerts? No.
Carucci had broke up with me. And I was like, and I didn't know how to deal with it at that time. And I just was angry. So then when I got to DC, that's when I caught that case. I broke one of the guy's nose.
Chris Brown in jail this morning and could face the reality of prison time after this latest incident, his third run-in of the year. The victim says in the police incident report.
Yeah, I don't feel like he was able to actually, like, heal from the first situation. I don't feel like he was given that time. I feel like he took it eventually. I feel like he didn't have a choice but to take it because nobody was going to give it to him. And for that, I'm proud of him. Like, sometimes you got to take your damn piece because people are not going to give it to you because they don't think you deserve it.
He attempted to get into a photo with Brown, and the rapper said, quote, "I'm not down with that gay expletive. I feel like boxing." Brown then punched Parker in the face.
That caused me to check myself into rehab. You know, I checked myself into rehab for anger management.
Hopefully, rehab will be a new start for the singer. He seemed to be hinting at that in this recent tweet. In order to go where you have never gone, you have to be willing to go where you have never been.
Try to figure out what makes me tick, what makes me this aggressive. Why do I have to be this impulsive? Why am I this person?
I think that this being his third violation, the judge is probably going to throw the book.
And I feel like that's important for him to step back and ask himself them questions, because we as humans have to realize that this is not our first rodeo. Like, there's so many other things that go into who we are and who we used to be even before this life. So for him to, like, actually start asking himself them questions, like, that's a huge thing, because a lot of people don't feel like they have a problem. Like, I was in this one relationship and we had got into it, and it was like a whole situation, like, for real. But the dude ended up telling me, like, yeah, my grandma said that I have anger issues, blah, 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 blah. Like, after that, I was like, yeah, I can't even deal with you like that, like, because you need help and you refuse to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it's my responsibility to force people to go get help, because I know that I need help most of the time. So the help that I do give to others, like, I just feel like, hey, appreciate that, but I'm not professional help. So no, that's not gonna work. But eventually I did say, like, hey, let's go get help together, and the nigga didn't want to. So that's not my problem. Some people don't want help. They really don't.
Everybody has some tumultuous thing that happens in their career. The way you rebound from that is what makes you who you are. If you didn't have something to go through, it wouldn't be worth it when you got to it.
Chris Brown has checked into rehab. The singer's rep announced Tuesday night he's chosen to enter a facility. His goal is to gain focus and insight into his past and recent behavior, enabling him to continue the pursuit of his life and his career from a healthier vantage point.
During that time, I had to do community service and go to the rehab. Rehab helped me to a degree. Not to discredit anybody there, but, you know, I think because of my lifestyle and who I was, I was envied a lot by even some of the staff and some of the people that worked there.
Chris was thrown out today for breaking internal rules. Sources are telling us that Chris had an inappropriate, is how we're being told, a relationship with a worker there.
So I get a call up to the office. They say, oh, somebody wants to speak to you. So I walk up to the office like, okay, cool. 7 cops just come out drawing guns, get down, get on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? So the woman, I guess, she lied and said that I talked about threatening with knives and guns, and I like to hurt people for fun or whatever it is. Like, if you look at any of the reports in the whole time I've been there, there's never been no incident of me saying anything like that. I said, why would I even randomly joke about that? You know what I'm saying? So I could see that it was somebody set me up. So automatically, they called my PO and said, we kicked him out of rehab. And then the judge said, well, go pick him up. County jail, here I come.
I don't think that there's any doubt that Chris Brown is not guilty, and we want him to be found not guilty. He's been there for 90 days. He was making tremendous progress. You know, do you have a bad day? I have bad days sometimes. Do you say things you'd like to take back?
See, that's what it, and that's just a brief insight of how it is. That's a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? He's a celebrity. So you can only imagine how it is with, you know, people that we know and stuff like that. That's literally how they try to trap them up. Like, y'all, some people don't believe that even on a simple scale, people are being, you know, set up in those situations. Like, people don't want to believe that, but it is. Like, you see it all the time, even with, like, you clearly see it right here. They was trying to keep him down. Like, they didn't want him to progress. Like, even him checking himself into rehab made him like a target for some other shit. Like, people are just weird. But we're gonna leave it there. I'm going to put this in the description, as I said, and yeah, y'all can go watch the whole thing uninterrupted. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this. And yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna put my Cash App in case y'all want to support the channel and whatnot. I got a lot of things in store, a lot of things I'm working on, and so yeah, I'm excited, bro. Like, in real life, I really am excited about the things that I got going on and the things that I'll be sharing with y'all. But I've already told y'all I'm not going to be sharing everything with y'all, so yeah, tough titties with that. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to catch y'all